No problem. Hello, my dear students. How are you? I think all of you are hale and hearty by the grace of Almighty. I am also okay. So today we will read out Unit 12. I think previously you have already read out 1 to Unit 11, and today our topic is Unit 12. It is entitled as Environment and Nature. You know, the vital element of our environment and nature is water. There are so many vital elements, you know, air, soil, water. So among these elements, water is so vital that without water, no living being can live. We all know that. So in the first lesson, we can see water everywhere. The title of the first lesson is water everywhere. The very title focuses the importance of water in our life. And in the description of this lesson, we will see how a mighty river, once mighty river, is going to be dead day by day in course of time, is going to be dead, and at present it is focused as a nearly dead river. So please open your textbook and read Unit 12, Lesson 1. And if we go through the lesson, we can see here a river is described named Buriganga. So the river is once a mighty one, but at present it is nearly dead one. How can it be a dead at this very moment? If we go through the lesson, we will realize it clearly. Please notice, if we go through the lesson, we will see in the last passage of the context, here some vital sentences are mentioned. Huge quantities of toxic chemicals and wastes from mills and factories, hospitals and clinics and household and other establishments are dumped into the river day by day. That is, naturally a river flows on its own way, but whenever mankind impose some obstacles on the way of it, it somehow becomes disturbed. And the natural flow of these rivers are diverged because of many reasons. Among these, the pollution of water, the courses of urbanization, and so on. There are some reasons. So the water of this river Buriganga is now so polluted that it is totally useless or totally harmful for us. Though the river once was a mighty one, now or at this very moment we see the river is dead one. Millions of tons of human wastes or factory wastes or wastes of so many other things are dumped into the river, and as a result it becomes overloaded, and now it is totally a polluted river, a useless river. Not only Buriganga, but also there are so many other rivers in our country. As we know, our country is a riverine country. There are so many rivers which are being polluted or being dyed because of our inhuman activities. Here the writers wants to focus these things, that if we are not conscious, if we are not aware of these bad sides of inhuman activities, one day our rivers will totally destroyed or totally dead, and the main flow of river will one day totally destroyed, will be totally destroyed. So, we as a human being, we have to be conscious. As a human being, we have to be conscious about the flow of the rivers and the natural substantiality or sustainability of the river, and we have to act as such. So there are another aspect in lesson 2. Lesson 2, there is another aspect, there is another article named Hakaluki, a rich hub of biodiversity and livelihood. Here, this is also an important passage for us to describe the importance of water, because there are not only rivers but also other waterland called haud, baud, canal, ponds, and some other aspects or some other name maybe. So this haud is also an important source of water. We know, as we have mentioned earlier, water is an important element of our life, of our environment. So these houses are also important to utilize the water of these waterlands. So in the passage we will see, please open your textbook lesson 2 and minutely or carefully notice. Hakaluki Haud is one of the most renowned waterlands, and about 1,90,000 people depends on it for their livelihood. So think about this figure. Near about 2 lakhs people live surrounding the house, and all the activities of their livelihood depends on the house. So the second para of this lesson is very vital. Please, if you see, you can notice the second para of this lesson. If you see, Hakaluki is a complex, as the writer mentioned here. Hakaluki is a complex ecosystem, and Hakaluki is a complex ecosystem containing more than 238 interconnecting bills and jalmohols. That is, Hakaluki Haud is interconnected with 238 bills or jalmohol. That is, I think you can easily imagine how important the houds are. Basically, the Hakaluki Haud is in our national life. That is, there are enormous number of fishes we can get from the house, and there are so many people live working surrounding the house and working on the house. That is, there are so many people who catch fishes. There are so many people who do so many work such as cultivate their lands surrounding the lands of the Hakaluki Haur, and there are a huge number of migratory birds in Hakaluki Haur. That is, in winter season we can see whenever the water of the Haur is reduced, then enormous number of migratory birds come there and they stay there for several months or several weeks, and mother fishes in our country find their warming place for getting birth of their homes. They throw out their homes, and in course of time there are huge number of small fishes we get from that house. If we pollute the water of these houses or of this water of these rivers, how can we get this fish? Think about yourself. If we pollute the water, if we destroy the house or canals or rivers, how can we get these fishes? Can we imagine? Just imagine in your own world, if we have to live in a polluted environment, in an environment where leading life is not possible, normally possible. Can we live there healthy? I think not. Certainly not. Certainly we cannot live there healthy or hygienic way. So we have to be conscious to save our waterlands. We have to be conscious about polluting water. We have to be conscious about ensuring our healthy environment. So these two lessons are very much important, and there are some questions here. I think you can also realize from the first lesson in the year of 2017, there are 4 times question here. That is in Dhaka board, Joshua board, Sylhet board, Borishal board in the year of 2017. And this number ensures that how much important this passage for our examination. So please read out this passage, and in the next class we will read in the next lesson. So be conscious about your health, be careful about leading your life, and maintain health hygiene. Thank you. Thank you to all. See you again.